10 major car brands are losing money so rapidly they are practically giving vehicles away to survive. 2025 has seen the most brutal industry shakeup in decades, with sales plummeting over 40% for some manufacturers. Inventory is piling up across America, and desperate CEOs are slashing prices to unprecedented levels. What cost $45,000 is now $22,000 or less. This isn't generosity, these brands are fighting for their lives. The final brand on this list is offering 70% off retail, but there's a shocking reason you might want to avoid them completely. The signs of Mitsubishi's slow demise in America are impossible to ignore. Once respected for models like the Eclipse and Lancer Evolution, the brand is quietly vanishing. Their dealer network has collapsed dramatically, with over 100 dealerships lost in the last year alone, leaving massive coverage gaps. The remaining dealers struggle with a lineup that feels like a relic, relying heavily on decade-old Nissan platforms and technology. While competitors advanced, Mitsubishi sells essentially the same vehicles from 2015. This technological stagnation has triggered a desperate incentive spiral. Dealers offer mind-boggling cash rebates of $7,000 to $9,000 on vehicles originally priced around $25,000, selling at or below cost. 0% financing for 84 months is now standard. Sales tell the brutal truth. Year-over-year declines consistently hit double digits, with some months dropping over 35%. The brand that once sold 345,000 vehicles annually in America now struggles to move 85,000. Inventory lots designed for 120 vehicles now hold 200 or more, with models sitting unsold for over 180 days. This has created a secondary price-slashing effect, with one Midwest dealer advertising new Outlander Sports for nearly 40% below MSRP in an inventory reduction emergency. Mitsubishi appears to be in the final stages of a long goodbye to America. The storied British luxury brand faces an existential crisis. Its ambitious attempt to lead the luxury EV revolution with the I-Pace resulted in humiliating market rejection. Despite awards, luxury EV buyers chose Tesla, Porsche, and Rivian instead. The I-Pace, intended as a volume seller, moved fewer than 2,000 units in North America last year. This accelerated a sales catastrophe. North American sales have plummeted to multi-decade lows, with some quarters showing declines exceeding 40%. The brand that once sold over 30,000 vehicles annually now struggles to move 10,000. Nissan's aggressive post-2008 recovery strategy has backfired catastrophically. A decade of overproduction flooded markets with 15 to 20% more vehicles than demand justified. The immediate impact was the total collapse of Nissan's reliability reputation. To meet targets, the company cut corners. Notorious CVT transmission failures in models like the Altima, Sentra, and Rogue destroyed consumer trust. Consumer Reports now ranks Nissan near the bottom for reliability. This created a rebate addiction. The average cash incentive on Nissan vehicles is over $4,500, nearly triple the industry average. Some sedans carry incentives exceeding 25% of MSRP. One dealer group advertised double your tax refund toward any new Nissan. The long-term consequence is devastating resale value destruction. 3-year-old Nissans retain only 38 to 42% of their original value, compared to 55 to 60% for Honda and Toyota. This depreciation death spiral makes them unattractive to rational consumers and creates losses for Nissan's financing arm on lease returns. The decline of one of America's oldest brands has been steady and underpublicized. Buick consistently trails every other GM division in North America, with annual declines exceeding 20% for 3 consecutive years. An inconvenient truth underpins this. Buick now exists primarily as a China-focused entity. Over 80% of global Buick sales occur in China, where it maintains prestige. Product development is driven almost exclusively by Chinese preferences, with North American specs an afterthought. GM maintains Buick in America primarily to satisfy Chinese perception of the brand as globally significant. American dealers are thus in liquidation mode. Incentive bulletins show unprecedented tactics. Trade-in allowances that exceed actual vehicle values by thousands, combined with employee pricing for all that sells new Encores and Envisions at or below dealer cost. Nissan's luxury division is in peril after years of strategic missteps. Innovation stagnation is apparent. The QX50 uses a 2013 platform, the Q50 dates to 2014, and the QX80's architecture is from 2010. While competitors redesigned multiple times, Infiniti relied on incremental updates. This created a technology gap disaster. While Lexus, BMW, and Genesis invested in electrification and next-gen tech, Infiniti is noticeably behind and completely absent from the luxury EV conversation. This irrelevance led to discount dependency that undermines luxury. Incentives on models like the QX60 frequently exceed $10,000, with lease specials matching mainstream brand payments. These desperate measures erode luxury credentials with each sale. Fiat's 2011 return to America has devolved into a spectacular failure. Dealer traffic has collapsed. Showrooms often go entire days without a single customer inquiry. Some locations use Fiat space for more popular Jeep and Ram models. This sales catastrophe followed the destruction of Fiat's quality reputation. Early models like the 500 had notorious reliability problems, consistently ranking at the absolute bottom of dependability surveys. Fix it again. Tony jokes resurfaced, and reputational damage proved impossible to overcome. Compounding this is parent Stellantis's strategic withdrawal. North American marketing budgets have been slashed by over 80% since 2019, with remaining funds focused on digital campaigns for existing owners, not conquest. This reflects corporate recognition of failure. BMW's quirky British subsidiary faces existential challenges as industry shifts undermine its core value propositions. When reintroduced in 2002, Mini offered fuel efficiency, distinctive styling, and driving dynamics in a small package. Today, hybrid and electric powertrains have democratized fuel efficiency, and American buyers' shift toward larger vehicles has turned Mini's smallness from a charm to a liability. This triggered a dealer consolidation crisis. Mini's network has contracted by over 35% in 5 years, with standalone Mini studios abandoned for shared BMW dealership spaces. Over 40% of remaining retailers operate at break-even or a loss. Behind this lies BMW's electric gamble for Mini's future. The strategy is to reposition Mini as a premium electric city car brand. This manifested in the Mini Cooper Electric, which received praise but commercial indifference due to limited range and high pricing. More concerning, BMW's roadmap shows minimal investment in traditional gas Mini models during the transition, creating a product vacuum. The most dramatic crisis of 2025 belongs to Lucid Motors, whose luxury electric aspirations collide with brutal financial realities. The operating loss catastrophe is staggering. The company burns about $500 million every quarter. Recent SEC filings indicate it has less than 18 months of operational runway without significant new investment or dramatic cost reduction.